Hi, in today's video, we'll talk about how you can create an investment assistant agent with Reg AI agent and Supabase. So basically, this is an AI agent that can help you to do a better investment, have a better analysis of different companies. So first of all, we'll talk about the preparation list. 4 items we need. First of all, like the OpenAI, of course, FMP, this financial modeling prep. .com is the API that we need for the reportings from different companies. And then we need the Supabase account, and finally we need the Google Drive. And so basically, what exactly is RAG? So we basically, like, the full name is Retrieval-Augmented Generation. So basically, RAG optimize outputs from LLM by referencing authoritative knowledge bases beyond the training data. So you can think of it as like a knowledge database. So instead of using keyword search, we use RAG to basically really understand the content, the database, so that we can get the feedback from this database in a much more relevant, accurate sense. So the output is more accurate. So, and up to date as well. So basically, it's the reason why we use the solutions and technology. So how it works, first of all, first step, we use the prompt and then query. So it will first, the LLM, the AI agent, will then push the query and to search for relevant information. And then the relevant information for enhanced content will go back to this AI agent and to prompt have a better prompt, better query, and enhanced context. And then we use this LLM endpoint to generate better text response. So basically, this is the whole technology behind and how we're going to make use of this technology to get better results from the knowledge database, from the knowledge source. So why we use Supabase and why not Pinecone? Basically, we can use both. A lot of other developers are also using Pinecone for vector database. So basically, there are pros for different solutions. So for Supabase, it supports Postgres SQL queries. So provide a more comprehensive UI and all-in-one platform for further enhancement. It got easy migration from Postgres SQL export. And then for Pinecone, of course, is high-performance vector database optimized for similarity search. It can scale efficiently with large data sets, and also is designed specifically for vector-based machine learning applications. So basically, there are 2 workflows. The first workflow is to store PDF embeddings in Supabase. So first of all, we detect the PDF creation on Google Drive, and then we retrieve the PDF content, and then we will generate OpenAI embedding, and then we store in Supabase. So for the second workflow is the query for PDFs in vector store. So first of all, we use the user will do the query for financial data, and then we'll search in the vector store, and then we'll determine the content type by the AI agent. So if the financial data found extract and present relevant financial information directly from the vector store, and then if the livestock data required, redirect the query to the financial modeling prep FMP API to fetch livestock data based on the user's request. And then last but not least, we present the data. So basically, it's how it works, and we show you the demo for this investment assistant AI agent. So let's dive into it. Okay, so let's dive into our workflows on end-to-end. So basically, this is the first part, the RAG load financial data. So basically, we will store, for example, this 2024 Q3 earnings release of Coca-Cola into Google Drive. So So basically, let's imagine we just have this reports in our as our knowledge database, and then we will use the Supabase vector store, and then do the embeddings with OpenAI, and then basically this is how we load the financial data with RAG, and then we will have the basic version, the RAG chatbot here. So what we are going to demonstrate you how it works. So let's click chat button here. So for example, can you give me the revenue of Coca-Cola in Q3 2024? So it's getting the data from the vector database. Okay, so because we just have Coca-Cola in our database, so let's try if we can ask, like for example, Tesla, if it knows how to get. The answer should be no. I don't have specific revenue figures for Tesla because we haven't input any reports or data into our vector database for Tesla. So basically, it's a quick demonstration for this simple RAG chatbot. So after we demonstrate the basic version for the RAG chat agent, so we have a more advanced version. For the previous one, we just talked to the vector base that we trained with our reports in Google Drive. And now we have added the FMP, the Financial Modeling Prep API to it to get more real-time data, for example, real-time P ratio for different companies. So the answer will be more comprehensive. So let's take a look how it works. So for example, we ask this AI agent to generate a summary of Coca-Cola in Q3 2024, which is the report that we stored in Google Drive. And also with current P ratio, this is data that we get from the FMP API in real time. So let's see how it goes. Okay, great. So first of all, we can see from the FMP request, this is output. We get the data from the financial modeling prep API, and then we also got the data from the Supabase vector store. So this is the output, like Q3 2024 summary with the revenue and also financial metrics in real time. Yeah, so basically that's how it works. It makes use of every single part, including the Supabase vector store and FMP API requests. So this is the quick demo for the basic version and advanced version. So let's dive into it and explain how it works for each part. Okay, so before we dive into the workflow, we'll talk about how we can set up the credentials first. So we talk about the Supabase first. So we need the host and also the service role secret key. So let's go to supabase.com and then click Start Your Project. And then we'll arrive at the dashboard. Click New Project. Choose your organization. After you create a project, you click into it. And then go to the left-hand side, the project settings. And we'll find the API. So we can copy this URL and then put into the credentials on NAN for Supabase account. And then we can click Refill for the service role secret key, and then copy this key back to these credentials of the Supabase account. So that's how it works for setting up the Supabase account on NAN. So after talking about Supabase, the second thing we need is the FMP Financial Modeling Prep. Is to get the financial data in real time. So after you sign up and then just go to the dashboard, you will see the API key here. Just copy it. And then last but not least, we need the Google Drive account. So how we set up, we need a few things. First of all, the OAuth redirect URL, client ID, and client secret key. So we go to Google Cloud first, and then search for Google Drive. And then we have enabled the API here. You need to click the enable button first. And then on the left hand side, we choose the APIs and service. And then click credentials. And choose the web client for the ending one. And then we will have this OAuth link, the redirect URLs. And copy this client ID and also the client secret key. And then these are the credentials we need for the Google Drive account. And then we need to sign in with Google as well. So it's all set for this Google Drive account. So basically, Supabase, FMP, and Google Drive all done. Okay, so here comes the very key part, very important part. So how to enable the federated database on Supabase. So we go to this third-party tools, LangChain. We're going to use it to initialize for the database. So we just copy this code, and then we go back to Supabase dashboard SQL editor, and then we just paste it and then run it. So that is very important to set this up correctly for the federated database on Supabase. So as you can see, this table editor will store all the embeddings, content, metadata for the federated database. And then we click database function, and we'll see the name, arguments, and return type, and also the security part. So this part is very key. So let's dive into our first workflow, storing PDF embeddings in Supabase. So let's take a look at our Google Drive. So this is the 2024 Q3 earnings of Coca-Cola. So this is the file that we'll put into our federated database. As you can see on our Supabase, it's empty for now. We'll demonstrate how it works, and then you will see what content will be inside on our Supabase. So first of all, the Google Drive trigger. So let's click and run it, and then edit fields. So as you can see, let's run it first. We'll see the Coca-Cola financial report, and the file ID is collected. And then Google Drive again. So let's run it. We will have the file name, the data, and then we can see the PDF here. Okay, so the next step is to extract from the PDF file. So on the left hand side, you will see the PDF that we collected from the Google Drive, and the right hand side will be the text version of the PDF content. And then we will move forward to the Supabase Vector Store. Let's run it. So let's go back to Supabase, refresh. We'll see the data are stored here on Supabase. So how it works, basically we use the, let's take a look at the Supabase Vector Store. So we need to get the table from the documents. So refer to the one on Supabase. And we use the OpenAI embeddings this time. And the model we use is text embedding 3 small. And then the default data loader. And then we split the text. The chunk size is 512, and then the chunk overlap is 50. Yeah. So for the overlap, it means that so this is the phrase, this is another phrase, and then this overlap part is for the better extraction for the data. So basically, it's how it works. So here comes our simple RAG chatbot explanation. So so this is when chat message is received. We use this Q&A chain to answer to get the data, and use the model to answer the data to provide an answer. So we use this OpenAI chat model. We use GPT-4o as the model, and for vector retriever, and then we will get the data from the vector store on Supabase. And for the embedding, we need to use the same embedding model like as the previous one, like text embedding small. So yeah, basically it's how it works for this basic RAG chatbot. So for the second part, which is the more advanced version for this RAG chat AI agent, so in this workflow, we'll demonstrate how we can make use of the Supabase Vector Store and also with the FMP, the Financial Modeling Prep API, to get a more comprehensive analysis for the specific company. So for this map universal, it means that it's to give a specific ID for the window buffer memory, because we need to have the memory for this AI agents to recall some of the previous chat history. So it's more relevant, it's more intelligent. And then we will process this OpenAI model. So with the prompt as you are a broker assistant, your task is to locate the company and return the ticker symbol. It's very important because we need the ticker symbol for the FMP, the financial modeling prep, to process, to get the data from the API. So for example, what's the Coca-Cola 2024 revenue? We need to get a ticker of Coca-Cola. It means KO. And then for Tesla, it means TSLA for the ticker number. So it's very important for this part. And then this is the AI agent. So for the OpenAI chat backbone, we use GPT-4o as well. And then for FMP request, basically is to get the financial metrics for a company like revenue, net income, PE ratio, etc. And then the query parameters with the period, limit, number as well. And then this is a URL. So as you can see, we have the json.message.content. That means the ticker that we got from the OpenAI component in the previous part. And then, yes, we need to input the FMP API key here. Okay. So for the vector store, we need to input this description. For example, the Coca-Cola reports third quarter 2024 results and provides updated guidance. So we need to specifically pinpoint this data. I mean, for the file we stored in our Google Drive in the vector database. And then for forward, it means that it will retrieve the 4 most relevant data points for us. So this is Supabase vector store. Again, we use the same embedding. Text embedding 3 small. So and then the OpenAI chat. So basically, this is the whole system for both basic RAG Q&A chatbot to this more advanced AI agent with FMP API query. So hope you enjoy it. So please feel free to let us know if you have any questions. You can book a free one-on-one consulting call with me anytime. So hope to see you soon in our next video. Bye-bye.